Right, let's dive into it. To say this season has been a letdown for Rangers is putting it far too lightly. Truth is, it's been a bit of a disaster from start to finish. Knocked out of both domestic cups trailing Celtic by a country mile in the league, and then recently crashing out of the Europa League, it's all felt like one blow after another. Nothing has gone according to plan, and any hopes of a trophy haul this campaign have evaporated into thin air. There's frustration in the air, no doubt about it, and now all eyes are turning to the summer. Big business needs to be done, not just for pride, but for the future. And thankfully, there are early signs that the club is waking up to that reality. Despite all the gloom and disappointment surrounding the current state of affairs, there's a bit of a buzz today. Rangers, it seems, are on the brink of completing their first bit of major business before the summer even properly kicks off. That's right before the tans are on and the transfer window officially opens. The wheels are already turning behind the scenes at Ibrox. And this move could set the tone for what needs to be a massive rebuild, not just in terms of the squad, but across the entire football operation. We'll get into the full details shortly, but it's worth taking a moment to reflect on just how much is riding on this summer for Rangers. The club is crying out for structure, for leadership, for a long-term plan. The days of short-term fixes and chopping and changing need to be left behind. One league title in the last 14 seasons simply isn't good enough. 3 managers since 2022 tells its own story. There's been instability at every level of the club, and fans are desperate for change. Real change, not just another new face in the dugout or a couple of signings to plaster over the cracks. That's where this potential appointment comes into play. Word is Rangers are closing in on a key figure who could shape the future of the club, Kevin Thelwell, Everton's outgoing director of football. His name has emerged as the front runner to step into a pivotal role at Ibrox, one that's been vacant since Ross Wilson left for Nottingham Forest back in April of last year. The absence of a sporting director has been keenly felt over the past 12 months. And now, after an extensive external review of the club's football operations, the conclusion is clear. Someone needs to take the reins, and soon. Thelwell, aged 51, certainly brings the credentials. His CV is stacked with experience across English football, including spells at Wolves, Derby County, Preston North End, and even a stint in the US with New York Red Bulls. But it's his recent work at Everton that's really caught the attention of the Rangers hierarchy. Appointed in 2022, he's had to navigate one of the most chaotic and challenging periods in Everton's modern history. Relegation, scraps, profit, and sustainability, rules, points, deductions, and a constant merry-go-round of managers. Yet through it all, he's managed to steady the financial ship. Under Thelwell's guidance, Everton generated over £220 million in transfer income while only spending around £145 million. That's a level of balance and smart resource management that Rangers could sorely use, especially now with the club reportedly looking to trim the wage bill and operate in a more sustainable, modern way. In comparison to Premier League clubs throwing around hundreds of millions in a single window, Thelwell's approach feels almost surgical, targeted, strategic, and effective. And make no mistake, this wouldn't just be a behind-the-scenes signing. The sporting director role at Rangers is being redefined with real purpose. Patrick Stewart, the club's CEO, has made it clear that whoever steps into this position will be responsible for overseeing every aspect of the footballing operation, from recruitment and scouting to player development and coaching structure. The idea is to unify all departments, build a cohesive strategy, and finally bring some long-term vision back to the club. It's not just about who's playing on the pitch next weekend, it's about setting the tone for the next decade. That urgency is partly driven by what's happening off the pitch too. Rangers are on the verge of a significant ownership shift with American investors, led by Andrew Kavanagh and the 49ers Enterprises Group, closing in on a controlling stake at Ibrox. This isn't a small deal. These are the same people involved with Leeds United who just secured promotion back to the Premier League with a 6-0 thrashing of Stoke City. That result, while unrelated to Rangers directly, certainly gives a boost to the group's credibility and momentum heading into their next venture north of the border. There's a feeling that we're standing at the edge of a new era. And for it to work, the right people need to be in the right places. Bringing in someone like Kevin Thelwell, someone who's proven he can work under pressure, deal with tight budgets, and still deliver results, might just be the perfect first step. He's already been spotted touring Rangers training facilities in Glasgow and has reportedly held several meetings with club executives. This isn't just speculation anymore. Talks are real advanced and seemingly heading in a positive direction. At a time when everything feels up in the air, that kind of leadership and structure could be exactly what Rangers need. There's no room for half measures this summer. If the club wants to close the gap on Celtic, compete in Europe, and restore its place at the top of Scottish football, then it has to get serious and fast. The fans deserve it, the players need it, and the badge demands it. And while all this plays out in the boardrooms and behind the scenes, the rumor mill on the player front hasn't slowed down either. One name that keeps popping up is Lawrence Shankland. The heart of Midlothian striker hasn't exactly lit up the league this season, but that hasn't stopped the chatter. With his contract winding down and the possibility of landing him on a free transfer, some see him as a smart addition to the Rangers squad. A few eyebrows might be raised at the idea, especially given his form this season. Just 5 goals in 39 appearances. But the 2 previous campaigns paint a different picture. He banged in 31 goals one season, 28 the next. The potential's there, no doubt. There's a school of thought backed by several former players and pundits that adding someone like Shankland could bring depth and experience to the forward line without breaking the bank. And in a time where every penny counts, especially with wage restructuring underway, that might just be the kind of savvy signing that helps build a more balanced competitive squad. Of course, all that depends on what kind of vision the new sporting director brings and how much say they'll have in shaping the squad. What's clear is this: the next few months are going to be critical. There's no hiding from that. Every decision from this point on has to be spot on. No more missteps. No more lost seasons. If Rangers want to return to the top, it starts now with planning, with bold choices, and with the right people steering the ship. And while Kevin Thelwell's potential arrival might be the headline grabber, he won't be walking into a quiet summer. Far from it. The expectation is that sweeping changes are on the horizon, not just at boardroom level, but throughout the entire playing squad and coaching staff. After such a turbulent season, nothing and no one can be considered untouchable. The club's been stuck in a frustrating cycle for far too long. And if this new ownership group wants to deliver on the promise of a modern winning Rangers, it starts by making brave decisions now. One of the first tasks on Thelwell's list, should the appointment be confirmed, will be working closely with the CEO and new investors to define a footballing philosophy that actually sticks. For years, the club has lurched from one style to another, from one project to the next without any real continuity. That's why sporting director isn't just a nice to have anymore. It's essential. It's about creating a system where recruitment, development, and coaching all point in the same direction. That's how you build success that lasts. And that brings us back to players like Shankland. On the surface, signing a striker who's not had the best of seasons might not scream ambition, but dig a little deeper and the logic becomes clearer. He's 30 years old, experienced in the league, potentially available for free, and with a proven eye for goal in the right setup. If you're building a squad that needs both depth and financial discipline, it makes sense. Of course he wouldn't be coming in to be the star of the show. But as part of a smarter, deeper squad rotation, it could work. Now shifting the focus to another storyline bubbling in the background, there's been a fair bit of noise surrounding Russell Martin. The former Rangers player and current out-of-work manager has reportedly been linked with a few vacancies, including a surprising shout as a possible future head coach at Ibrox. Though nothing concrete has come from the Rangers' end, the speculation has only grown louder since he was spotted in media appearances where the topic of returning to Scotland cropped up. It's true that Martin didn't have the smoothest ride at Southampton, getting the sack midway through the campaign, but before that, he was credited for helping them secure promotion to the Premier League with a clear possession-based approach. Martin himself has played it coy when asked about his future. During a recent interview, he admitted he doesn't expect another Premier League job right now and hinted at being open to coaching either in England or abroad. When Rangers were mentioned, he didn't exactly shut the door. While it's all speculative at this stage, it does reflect a wider truth. Rangers are seen as a club that could soon be undergoing a full-on transformation, and that naturally attracts interest. And let's not forget, this transformation isn't just about putting the right people in place. It's also about timing. The club stands at a crucial crossroads. With the investment from the United States nearing completion, there's a once-in-a-generation opportunity here to completely reset. New ownership, a new sporting director, potentially a new head coach. It all opens the door to starting fresh. But fresh doesn't just mean flashy. It means thoughtful, it means sustainable, and it means winning with a purpose. That's why someone like Thelwell could be so important. Not only does he bring experience and stability, but he also understands how to modernize a football club without losing sight of its identity. Everton may have had their struggles, but under his watch they avoided complete financial meltdown and managed to survive in a top flight against all odds. Imagine what he could do in a more stable environment where the expectations are sky high, but the potential is just as big. And that potential is everywhere at Rangers. The fan base, the history, the stadium, the pull of the club. There are very few sides in Europe that carry the same weight and pressure every single match day. Whoever comes in will have to embrace that. It's not enough to just get results. It's about doing it the Rangers way with passion, grit, and a bit of style. So while we wait for official confirmation, one thing is already clear. The mood around Ibrox is shifting. Slowly but surely, there's a sense that something new is brewing. Not a quick fix, not another cycle doomed to collapse within a year, but something more grounded. Something that with the right decisions could finally bring Rangers back to where they belong, competing for every trophy every season with a team and a structure built to last. Before we continue, make sure to subscribe to our channel and turn on notifications to get all the exclusive news about Rangers FC. Don't overlook any details about your beloved team. It's crucial for Rangers FC fans. Václav ČERNY has set off alarm bells around Ibrox with a declaration that could shake the foundations of the Rangers dressing room. The Czech winger, known for his flair on the pitch and fiery temperament off it, has reportedly made it clear that he no longer wishes to share the pitch with Nedim BAJRAMI. In a move that has stunned both fans and club insiders, ČERNY's stance adds an unexpected layer of drama to a season already teetering on the edge of chaos. Sources close to the player suggest that the fallout between the two has been simmering for some time, fueled by personal differences and tactical disagreements. It's said the pair clashed during training sessions, with tensions escalating to the point where communication between them has broken down entirely. ČERNY, who arrived in Glasgow with high expectations, now finds himself at odds with a teammate many saw as key to Rangers' midfield creativity. Manager Philippe Clement is now facing one of his biggest man management tests since taking over the reins. With both players seen as integral to the squad, the Belgian tactician must weigh the importance of harmony versus individual talent. The situation could force the club into a difficult decision come the summer transfer window, with rumors already beginning to swirl about potential exits. Supporters, meanwhile, are left baffled and disappointed. Many hoped ČERNY and BAJRAMI would form a formidable partnership on the field, bringing much-needed dynamism to Rangers' attacking play. Instead, what they've received is a glimpse behind the curtain of dressing room unrest. Whether this rift can be repaired or will lead to a reshuffle remains to be seen. But one thing is certain. The blue half of Glasgow is no stranger to drama, and this latest episode promises more twists to come. Greetings, fans. Make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel, as it's greatly appreciated by Rangers FC. And don't forget to share your thoughts on the news in the comments section below. Until the next video, stay tuned.